Honorable Attorney General and the Minister for Education with his presence. It is indeed a historical day. We shall rejoice.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The principal, the school president of the management committee, and also the school manager, the officials, various invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me much pleasure to be here this morning. As you know, that has been stated by a principal, the government has in fact invested close to $200 million in the rebuild of all the schools that have been damaged after Cyclone Winston. It has been a mammoth task. Some schools were completely devastated, where buildings were completely disappeared in the middle of the night whenever Cyclone Winston struck. Some schools, of course, had damages that were less severe. Others were what we call middle of the range severity, and some were minor damages. So the schools that were damaged, we ranged them from Category 1 to Category 5, Category 5 being the most severe of the damages. Some of the damages that took place here were ranged as Category 3, or one of the buildings in particular over here. And we are very glad that we are able to bring up the building to a particular standard. We put cyclone shutters in various schools, and one of the buildings over here actually has that, and we've carried out these reforms. Why have we done it? The reason why we've done it, ladies and gentlemen, is, you know, previously, the 70s and 80s, whenever there were cyclones, and even 90s and even 2000, a lot of the school committees were actually left on their own to rebuild their buildings. The level of assistance that we are providing now is unprecedented. It's never happened before in Fiji. The other point that is also very important to note is that many schools in Fiji actually have been set up or created by the local communities. So you had Balata High School also one of them. You have a school committee that runs it. People in this area got together, decided to build a school. Why did they do that? Because they wanted the children living in this area, students living in this area, having access to education. Access to education is key to your future. I speak directly now to the students. This is why we have made education free. There are many children, many students who used to drop out of school because their parents, after a period of time, could not afford school fees. Today we now have more students in schools than ever before. So we want all of you to finish your high school. We want all of you to get some level of certification. Not every one of you may want to go to university. You may want to go to a technical college. Even if you go to a technical college and get a 6-month certificate, 3-month certificate, 1-month certificate, 1-year certificate, at least get some form of qualification. Those of you who want to go to university, if you get good marks, high marks in selected areas of study, you get a scholarship. The scholarship is given to you based on your merit, not because of who you are, what you look like, where you come from, what ethnicity you are, what color your eyes are. Doesn't matter what color your skin is. As long as you achieve those marks that's required. If you don't achieve those marks, and you still get a place in university, you can still go to university and we'll still pay for you to go to university. It's what you call under the TELS program, Tertiary Education Loan Scheme. And you don't actually have to pay that loan back until you finish your studies and until you get a job. And when you do repay the loan, it's very small amounts that is deducted by the Fiji Revenue and Customs Services. So you pay it over a period of time. It's very important for you to be able to understand this is why we are doing all of this. Because we want to build our future. And the future are all of you. Very soon, some of you will become leaders. Some of you may become political leaders. Some of you may become leaders in the jobs you have. Some of you may start up businesses. Some of you may be leaders in your community, maybe leaders in your own home. But it's very important for you to be able to have that level of access to education, literacy, numeracy. All of those things are very, very important. Let me get back to the earlier point. The earlier point that I said that most of the schools were started up by the committees. And these people got together, built schools. As a result of that, because of their inability to access funds, 95% of all the schools that we are rebuilding did not even have an architectural plan or an engineer's plan. Many of the schools were simply put up because people had some money they'd put up on classroom. There are numerous schools throughout Fiji. Every time they had a bit of money, they built one building. A bit more money, they put another building. You're lucky you've got concrete building. Some schools have wooden buildings. So some schools may have 10 classrooms, so they have 10 different buildings. When you have 10 different buildings, it means you have 10 roofs. So 10 roofs will blow away. Over here, you have only one roof. That building over there that I can see. Because you've got classrooms at the top and classrooms at the bottom. So when we have been rebuilding, some of the schools we've actually had to build from scratch. We've only given them one roof, but you can have 5 classrooms, you can have 10 classrooms with only one roof. So I appreciate and like to publicly acknowledge, as I did yesterday, all the school committees throughout Fiji. These people actually don't get necessarily paid for it. They take out their time, they have a lot of dedication. They want to enrich their community with a high level of education. So I think let's put our hands together for all the committee members over here and build this. Because without their effort, there'll be very few schools in Fiji. So we want to obviously collaborate, and you'll see that at the end of this, when we have the opening of the school, I will hand over certain documentation to the school committee, which actually sets out exactly what materials have been used in rebuilding the school. How has the building been strengthened? All of that information will be given to them. So next time there's some damage, you know exactly what's there. You know exactly what to do. You've also got designs and got engineering plans, etc. There's also a copy that rests with us in the Ministry of Economy, and also one will be with you. So it's a form of collaboration. So I'd like to, also thank the construction companies. As you know, there's been a lot of pressure. I see Karthik Construction is here. Numerous companies have been used throughout Fiji. I'm opening another 4 or 5 schools later today. And all of this work has been done with the help of the private sector. For the first time, we outsourced the work to the private sector. Before, in the good old PWD days, you had PWD coming and building. The architect, government architect would do it. If we were to do the old way of doing things, we'd still be waiting for things to be done. Now, because we're using the private sector, numerous companies are able to do the work all simultaneously at the same time. We're using the private sector, it means we create jobs. So I'd like to thank everybody that's been involved. I want to assure all of you here that government is here to work with the school committees. We're here to work with the students to ensure that all of you are our clients. As I've said previously, we're carrying out some reforms in the Ministry of Education, where we want to ensure that our teachers are looked after. We want to create a good environment for the teachers, because if your teachers are happy, then they'll be happy when they come to your classroom, they'll teach you better too. Obviously, there's nothing like getting an angry teacher first thing in the morning, right? They'll take out their tensions on you. So we want the teachers to do well. We want you to do well. Please take advantage of the various opportunities now government is providing to you, and we look forward to you providing a much better future for our wonderful country. So all around, thanks to everybody, and I want to thank you for the invitation, and I wish you all a very good day. Naka, thank you.
While the delegation is out unveiling the plaque, my dear students, you are requested to remain seated.
Oh, this is the room. People don't look happy. Maybe